Chapter 3. So the chapter begins with the author just describing Maine and a particular road where if you drive down the road you see a lot of things, a lot of boutiques and things like that. And he just mentions that Maine has a lot of festivals and there's a lot of agriculture. And he says something like, people like look at the ground, but has anybody like look at the sky? And then he starts talking about an episode of a UFO TV show, and it's about this little girl called Laura Dent, I believe. And when Laura was 8 years old, she lived with her family on the farm. And at night, one night, she saw light coming from her window. And when she went to the window, the light disappeared or began to fade away. The next morning, she told her dad, but he didn't make much of it. Then, later that day, she went to see where the light had landed on the field in the farm. And she noticed that there was like a giant circle in the field. And then she told her dad. And he went to investigate, and he was perplexed. Like he didn't understand what that was about. But then like another night, she was sleeping at night, and like she saw the light again, and this time she had binoculars, and what she saw was on the field there was like a disc-shaped craft with lights of many colors, like blue, red, orange, white, orange, like all different colors. And then, like using her binoculars, she saw like shadows near the craft, and she just kept looking, and she got a good look at the figures, and they were like small, thin, and gray, with big heads, and they were just walking around the field. The next morning, she was around the field, and she saw a black car drove by her house, and two men dressed in black got out, and they went to where the crop circle was. And she was surprised because her father, when she told her father about the incident, her father like mowed down the field around the crop circle. And so it seems that the crop circle was not visible anymore. And she was surprised when the men in black went to the area and started collecting soil samples and putting them into jars. That she didn't know why they did that, because the crop circle was not there anymore. the father mowed down the field of the crop circle. And then these events continue. And one morning, she woke up and she had a mark on her arm. And she received some type of telepathic message or some type of message in her mind that not to remove the mark, because if she did, another mark in another part of her body would appear. And the author mentions that these events continue, and this happened when that little girl was 8 years old. And they mentioned that when she interacted with these beings when they took her, these beings were nice to her, but as she grew older, they became more devious, and they were not as interested in becoming nice. And then the author begins to reference another UFO author, and he just basically describes the profile of an abductee, what the stage is an abductee goes through, being taken into the craft, missing time, having experiments, physical, psychological, and sexual, performed on them. And then the abductee quickly forgetting about the events that happened to him or her, and then dealing with the missing time, being put in different locations from where being taken, and then just dealing with the aftermath of what the abductee has experienced. And that was pretty much the chapter, just the abduction of the little girl and everything that she went through with the men in black crop circles and the little gray entities that took her and put a mark on her arm.